Hello, people. Welcome back to Blue Tinted Glasses. Today, we have a match review. I'll be joined by Josh from Sportsa YouTube. We'll be discussing the match, what we thought went wrong, how we can improve, and what might be to come in the next match. So here is Josh. I'm joined by Josh from Sportsa YouTube. How you doing, mate?
Yeah, not too bad. Disappointing result, but still early days. You right yourself?
Yeah, all good here, mate. Let's get into the game. So
Mm-hmm.
obviously we went away to Craven Cottage. We spoke on your channel about kind of some bad signs that we got
Mm.
beaten twice by them in the last season we were in the Premier League. Steve Cooper got battered 5-0 by Fulham last time he played them, but it wasn't that bad in the end, was it?
No, it wasn't. It could have been a lot worse if Fulham were a bit more clinical, I think, in front of goal at times. But yeah, it was one of them games. I don't think Leicester were too poor, but I really feel like on a different day, if we went for it a bit more, we probably could have got something maybe.
Yeah, I mean, I wanted to talk about obviously the whole JJ situation
Mm.
because there's been a lot of people speaking about, why isn't Ricardo in the
Yeah.
team, and that we're missing out on his quality. Obviously, in the Spurs game, I think he did really well, JJ. Obviously, coming into that right centre back role when we're kind of out of possession or in possession, sorry. What did you make to him? Because I think he struggled a little bit and he was kind of cut out for both goals.
Yeah, I think it's the position which is the issue because he obviously kind of tucks into that kind of centre back when obviously Christensen bombs forward, and I think Ricardo's not made out for that really. It's not his natural position, which is why JJ's starting. In terms of his performance, yeah, first goal he obviously got blocked off a bit by Iwobi. The second goal was just a communication error really between him and Winks, I think it was, but yeah, you make mistakes in the Premier League and you're going to get punished, and that's what happened. But yeah, I guess it's about the learning curve. But yeah, I don't think JJ had a good game at all yesterday.
No, because I think for the first goal, Vestergaard was out
Yeah,
of position, sorry, as well. Because I think he pushed up the pitch to try and win the ball back.
yeah,
Obviously Emil Smith Rowe,
mm,
he got the ball out on the wide left and was able to run through and put one past Hermanson. What did you make to? I want to talk obviously a bit further up the pitch as well. Facundo Buenanotte, a bit more of a quiet game. Obviously
yeah.
we still saw bits of quality on the ball. He got the assist as well. We'll talk about the goal in a minute. But what did you make to his performance?
Yeah, I don't think it was too bad. I think the whole front line didn't really get anything, didn't get much service, kind of feeding off scraps at times. I liked the way, he tried to make things happen. He didn't always play the easy pass, which I do like from that type of player, but obviously didn't really come off too much. But
Yeah.
I thought he was all right, didn't do anything overly fantastic apart from the assist. But, he's only just joined up with the group, so I guess he's still trying to learn the system and whatnot.
I think it was a tough day for the midfield because it
Yeah,
seems to me watching it that they kind of put two men on Harry Winks at all
yeah.
times and they kind of just let Ndidi have the ball. And I know we spoke before the game on your channel
Mm,
about Ndidi. Obviously, I'm not convinced. I still think
no.
Oliver Skip will be the man to replace him in the team. And I thought that showed really how, the fact that Fulham weren't really showing Ndidi much respect. They just
No.
thought, we just don't want Winks to have it. As long as Winks doesn't have it, we'll be okay. And it kind of worked for them. Obviously, Ndidi's distribution and just ability on the ball isn't great. But we did see Ndidi as well get forward as well quite a bit,
Mm,
like we did in the Spurs game, like we did all of last season. Um, Another man, obviously, Bobby Decordova-Reid made his first game against his former club.
yeah.
He had his kind of 30-yard strike, which it weren't a bad
It's
strike,
quite
to be
good.
fair. A lot of power on it. What did you think to his performance? For me, other than that, it was a bit just average. You get like the Spurs game, to be honest. It was just very nothing really special about it.
Yeah, I don't think he was too good. He kept like coming inside just to try and get involved a bit, which
Yeah.
I understand it from his point of view because he's not getting on the ball much. But yeah, I think he just needed to keep wide and just keep the width because at times he's coming in field and we had Fatawu and Bobby Reed on one side and it just didn't really get forward. And I think that's an issue with Leicester because we're so starved of not getting on the ball much. The moment we do we get on the ball, the players are making rash decisions and whatnot, coming into different areas, and it's never going to work going forward.
So obviously we scored the equaliser.
Yeah.
Like I mentioned, Facunda Buenanotte from the corner, crossing it in, and Wout Fass headering it in. It was ruled out originally by the lino and the referee. I don't know which one exactly. I think it might have been the lino who did it. I mean, it was harsh, wasn't it? Obviously,
Yeah.
all in hindsight, we saw VAR and we saw that he wasn't obstructing the keeper's view. That was the thinking behind it. But do you remember the Brighton game a couple of years ago where
Yeah.
we had two
Yeah.
ruled out, didn't we? What did you think to the goal and kind of the decision from the referee to rule it out?
Yeah, I was going to bring that Brighton game up. It was literally the same, weren't it? I think it was like Vardy blocking the keeper. So if that got
Yeah,
ruled out yesterday, that would have been absolutely pathetic. Because Vardy's he's to the side. He's not impacting it. But yeah, Leicester scored from a corner. We haven't seen that in a while. It's good to see that Faz obviously score. I think in terms of Faz, he's a decent defender. The rest of the league, the people who don't watch Leicester week in week out have
yeah.
this opinion about him because of the two own goals at Anfield, which does annoy me. But yeah, I thought it was a good ball from Facundo. It was a good header. He got past a few of the big centre backs as well, and Bassi, which is good to see. So yeah, it's going to be important for Leicester to try and make the most of them situations, and obviously we did yesterday, and it's good to see that we are scoring goals. I think that is a positive.
Yeah, of course. Obviously, that's one goal from open play, one from a set piece. I think
Yeah.
the set piece is a good sign as well, like you said, because we've struggled massively with set
Mm.
pieces over the last few years, to be fair, and we haven't conceded from a set piece yet, which is good.
No.
Um, Obviously, for their winner later on in the game, I mean, for me, it's all JJ's fault. I think he
Mm.
pushed up trying to kind of win the ball back, and Robinson, the left back, just kind of lifted the ball over JJ into Iwobi, who had obviously the pace to beat Harry Winks and Yannick Vestergaard. Obviously that's to be expected, and he just kind of slotted it in really, but he powered it in, and it kind of bounced
Mm.
off Hermanson. What did you think to obviously the goal? Do you think it was JJ's fault? I saw someone blaming Winks, and I think that's harsh. It was because
Mm.
he was in the right position. It was JJ who was out.
Yeah, I think with Winks, he's just he's just covering really because JJ obviously pressed high and they obviously didn't really communicate, so there's a man free. So yeah, for me, it is on JJ. I like the way of his thinking, trying to get out and press, but obviously he needs to watch the runners and behind basic stuff.
Yeah.
But yeah, it's one of them goals really. You switch off, and Fulham have got good quality, experienced players who are going to do that in Iwobi and Robinson. I thought Robinson, I think he's a very good fullback. But yeah, the finish. Yeah, Mad's got a good touch on it. It wasn't like a well placed shot from Iwobi, but just like I said, he powered it home, and 9 times out of 10, it's probably going to go in. But yeah, it's frustrating, really, because at that point, yeah, Fulham were dominating, but they weren't really peppering the goal much rather.
Well, I mean, we've spoken obviously a little bit about like the players' performance, but on
Mm.
to the manager Cooper. I mean, I listened to his interview after the game, and he said something along the lines of, in the second half, he thought we looked like the side to go and nick it. Personally, I think that's a little bit generous.
Mm.
I don't think we were the better team at any point.
Yeah.
Whereas in the Spurs game, during parts in the second half, we were better than them,
Oh, yeah.
but I thought Fulham were the better side for the full 90 minutes. Do you disagree as well with Cooper? Because I certainly do.
Yeah, I wouldn't say Leicester like were knocking on the door to win it, but we got in. I'd say the second half was a slight bit better than the first
Yeah.
half in terms of the areas we got into, but we didn't really create too many big chances. But I think Cooper's quite generous in saying that, but I think he's more on the lines of the fact that obviously Fulham didn't have too many like massive chances, and it was more of an even game. But obviously Fulham with more possession, but Leicester seemed to deal with it a bit better in the first and the second. But that's probably just Cooper trying to obviously get that message across to the players as well.
Yeah, absolutely. If you had to give a man of a match or Leicester's man
Oof.
of the match to somebody who, I'll let you think for a minute. I mean, I'm torn between probably Hermanson, I think
Mm.
is a shout. I think he a lot of good shot stopping, kind of kept them out a few times, like he did against Spurs. Without him, we may have been 3 or 4 down again.
Yeah.
I thought that, like you said, Fast. I think he had a solid game. I think it's a good sign, by the way, that in both games, when we're actually set up in like a flat back four and defending the goal, we actually seem okay and quite
Yeah.
comfortable. It's when it's on the transition we get caught out. I know the Spurs goal was slightly different, but yesterday both goals were on a transition, so it's not as if we're
Mm.
struggling to actually defend the goal basically. But no, I thought Fast obviously did well, and the goal as well. So I'm gonna give it to Fast.
Yeah.
I can't really think of too much about the attacking players, but yeah, what are you thinking?
Yeah, I think Faz is really the only real option, really. He did that with stupid little pass back in the second half
Oh yeah,
from the back, but that was about it, weren't it? But yeah, I couldn't really fault his performance. I saw a few stats from him; he was good. I think Hermanson's always had a good start. I think he's made the most saves out of any keeper so far in the league, which is obviously good. But yeah, I think I'll give it to Faz. I thought he had a good game. He's kind of similar to last year. Him and Vestergaard still trying to press to the striker quite high, which is good to see. Which obviously, if they win the ball, we can turn that around a bit quicker and maybe get a few goals from it. But yeah, I'd say Faz. I thought it was pretty decent.
And just before we finish, let's just have a little touch on the debutant. So obviously Jordan
Mm,
Ayew came on for his debut, thrown into the team like 2 days a day after he
yeah.
signed. Um, what did you think? I mean, I thought we've spoken on your channel about Ayew. I think he just offers something different. I think he did all
Mm,
right when he came on. He had a really poor free kick, but other than that, I think he was okay. He was just kind of putting a shift in, seeing what he
yeah.
could do.
I don't think you can expect too much. I think that's like the first time he's probably met half the squad as well. So, yeah, it's one of them really. And I think the free kick it would have been wonders if he managed to put that in. But
Yeah,
yeah, until I don't know about the set pieces. It could be Buonanotte. But yeah, I thought
yeah,
obviously he kind of played two positions, didn't he? He ended up at top towards the end, but then before that he played that more kind of 10 coming off the wide
yeah.
role. So yeah, I thought he was all right, but just like I said, you can't really expect too much from him being at the club for literally like a day and a half or something.
Well, I saw obviously Skip came on as well for
Yeah.
his debut. I was looking at a stat earlier on saying that he in like the 10 minutes or whatever he played, he made 3 passes. Oh, sorry, 2 passes into the final third,
Mm.
and indeed he managed 2 all
No,
game
again, yeah.
basically. I thought he looked okay. I thought he looked quite good when he came on. Tried a few things, obviously didn't really come off, but I think he looks solid. Do you, that takes me on to my other question, really. Do you
Mm.
see him starting the next game or in the league? Obviously, we've got Tranmere next, but the next
Yeah.
league game against Villa, do you think that Cooper will put his trust in him, or do you think it might just be another cameo appearance?
Oh, it's tough, man. I think in terms of Skip, he's gonna if he plays alongside Winks, it's quite an easy fix because they've obviously played alongside each other before, so they've got that kind of chemistry there. I think with Ndidi, if you want someone to stereotypically win the ball, you've got him. But then again, he is going to be on the ball at times, and we all know what he's like on the ball with his long legs, and he's pretty hopeless. So I thought
Yeah,
Skip when he comes in, he's quite tidy. It's a bit similar to Winks in his kind of passing sense. He can give it, he can take it. I think he offers a bit more defensively than Winks. Obviously, it is Villa, which is going to be a very tough game. They've got people like Morgan Rogers, so maybe Cooper's going to think maybe you want someone like Ndidi who's a bit more physical to try and get hold of him. But if it was my call, yeah, I would go with Skip, but I think Cooper will stick with Ndidi for that Liverpool game. I think they'll really try and work on him and Winks and Skip in that international break.
yeah, because I think that was the problem for me when Skip came on. He came on. Well, Buonanotte was off, so it was like
Yeah,
a Winks and Didi and Skip
yes, too defensive.
midfield. It's like where's the creativity there? There's
Yeah.
absolutely nothing. And you mentioned Skip and Winks playing with each other. The last time they played with each other, do you know the answer to
hmm
this?
The infamous game against Tottenham.
Yes, mate. Yes, mate.
Let's move on. Let's move on.
Obviously, we said about will Skip play the next one. I'm guessing he won't start, but is there anyone else that you would like to see come in to start against Villa, whether it's Ricardo
Mm.
or Mavididi? What are your thoughts on that?
I'd go with Mavididi. I think even when he came on, he just looked a bit. I don't know. He just offered something. He's a bit bright on the ball. So yeah, I
Yeah,
think Declan Reid's a tidy player. But if you want someone to really get at them, and when Leicester have got limited chances going forward, if you want someone to kind of drive us forward, I think Steffi's the man. Because I thought Abdul at times was just trying a bit too much to try and make things happen. So I think if you got Mavididi to kind of balance that out, it's good. Obviously, I think Mavididi's not as good defensively as Declan Reid, but I just think for that attacking threat alone, I think Steffi is definitely got to come in against Villa. Ricardo, I'd like him to come in, but it's just that role is the position we play. Because if we play Christensen
yeah,
and Ricardo, it's hard to work in it.
yeah. Finally, last thing. Obviously, we have played 2 games and we've come out with 1
Yeah.
point. Would you have taken that before the start of the season?
Yeah, I think so. I think to be
Yeah,
fair, well, Tottenham we were predicting a 3-0 loss. I thought the point potentially would have come in this one, but
yeah.
yeah, I don't think we've been awful. If you look at Ipswich, Southampton, Everton, they've been a bit worse. So yeah,
I agree with you, mate. I think we'll take it, and I mean Villa will be tough, but obviously
yeah,
Palace, Everton, there's things we could do. So
big
maybe not
games. Yeah.
Arsenal, but we'll
Mm.
see. Got to beat Tranmere in the cup first, mate. That'll be a test. All right. Well, cheers for joining me, Josh. Where can I'm sure everyone knows any, but where can people find you on YouTube and see what you're doing?
Yeah, you can find me at Sportster. Obviously, me and Lox have done a few videos on there as well, so I'm sure we'll be linking up throughout the whole season. But yeah, for more Leicester City content, a few vlogs when I can get away tickets, make sure to head over there. But yeah, thanks for having me on, mate. Much appreciated.
Legend, mate. Cheers for coming on. Thanks for watching, everybody. Hit the like button, hit subscribe, and leave a comment letting me know. Answer the question that I just asked Josh. Who do you think comes in for the Villa game?